I was talking about like how do you get a brand new person, up and going, because the toughest thing for them to do and the toughest thing to start is going, hey Nick, you're a brand new agent. You can make 150 to about $200,000 a year if you're just an average agent and you go to work. Welcome back, everybody, to the Insurance Panel. It's Matthew Murray, Nick Frumpkin. Nice coffee mug, man.
Thank you.
That's huge. Are you still drinking coffee this time? It's 5:40.
Yes. Yeah, it's okay. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's been a long holiday season. I'm still not fully recovered from AEP.
Yeah, you started. I know that you started taking on a few agents, so to speak, for this AEP, and
yeah,
you a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, man.
I told you to be ready for a lot of phone calls.
Yeah. It's having downline agents is exhausting. I don't know why people are always in a rush to do this.
It's a delayed gratification. So if you do get it done correctly, and you do train people to do what they're supposed to do on a consistent basis, it kind of becomes almost hands off.
Right.
Like if for you, your upline don't have to do anything. You need them for maybe a couple things every once in a while, and that's about it. And it's a good relationship, right? But their margin is much smaller, right? For doing so, because you don't need them as much. So it's like there's the whole, how much of a margin do you need for your downline agent? It's a whole thing that's a really a big mess in this industry right now.
Well, and one of the reasons why I'm only taking on Medicare agents, and I'm only taking on Medicare agents who are already successful final expense agents. I don't want rookie final expense agents. I don't want other Medicare agents. It is only people who are already writing like $200,000 a year and just want to learn how to also do Medicare. That is exclusively who I'm taking on. And I'm only taking on a few. I've only got like a handful.
Did a guy reach out to you recently because he was like, hey, I'm living in Pennsylvania and I need, like, I'm new to it. And I was like, well, if you can somehow track the guy name down, Nicholas Frumpkin, right, and just beg him to take you on a car ride, you'll be blown away. And I don't think he did. He didn't take my advice.
I haven't heard. No, I didn't hear from that guy. Well, too bad.
He should have taken it, because you probably would have taken him on a car ride, but you'd have been like,
if he had told me that you would send him to me, absolutely, I would have.
If you're watching this, dude, you missed your shot.
Yeah. Well, now I'm not taking you.
Yeah. Lazy. Now I know. Yeah. It's day one. So you had a good AEP.
Yeah. It was good.
Had a good holiday. Obviously, today was weird. I don't know if you've been watching the news. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Today is a nightmare.
We should not be political.
No, we never have been. We never will be. But
yeah,
today was just wild.
It's been a weird little bit. It's 2020 is spilling into 2021, and is that really surprising? Did we really think that it would magically stop being what it was?
Yeah. That's a very good point. But let's talk about new things that are happening in 2021.
Yeah.
A lot of times on the Facebook forums or the insurance forums or anywhere I see you, when people talk about getting an appointment setter, it is like, you're probably one of the best final expense producers there is in the country, and you still set your own appointments. You're like, so why do people need appointment setters? But yesterday, or a couple of days ago, you told me that you now have an appointment setter.
I hired an appointment setter, and it is entirely that Medicare downline's fault. Like, if it wasn't for them, I would have time to still set my own appointments. But it's not. That's not fair. For any of you who are in my downline that I'm watching, that are watching this, I'm not actually blaming you, but it is legitimately because I'm trying to do this Medicare thing. I was feeling like I did not have enough time to develop the training that I wanted to develop for them, because the time that I would be spending developing that training, I was either spending with my family, which is like who I actually want to spend time with, right, or setting appointments. And like, instead of spending 4 hours a week setting appointments, if I could be spending 4 hours a week developing training, then there would be, so many more videos. Like a 20-minute training video takes me like 8 hours to put together. So like I can do, one every other week
Sure.
if I'm not setting appointments. Otherwise, I have to start taking away from my regular life. So
And you're not
and
going
I
to do
didn't.
that.
I know I don't want to do that. It
Sure.
stops being worth it for me if I have to do that.
It's true.
So yeah, I wanted to still run, 15 appointments a week. I want the appointment setter to make a living, so I'm actually requesting 20 to 25 appointments, but I'm not necessarily expecting 20 to 25 appointments. If he gets me 20 to 25 appointments, hey, ace it. That's great.
Now, are you paying your appointment per appointment, or are you paying them per week, like just a salary?
This is per kept appointment.
So there's two sides of the coin, right? So like my younger brother has hired a full-time appointment setter that he pays her like a base amount per week, but 90%, 85% or 90% of what she does is to set as many appointments as possible. Right. The other 15 or 10% ends up being taking his applications, putting them into the CRM, transposing the information, doing all that other stuff. Because most appointment setters want a consistent income. They want that salary, right? Even if it's like a per hour thing. Most appointment setters can't do a per kept appointment thing because they don't believe in themselves.
Right.
Obviously your appointment setter can.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, from what I hear, he came highly recommended.
Sure.
Okay. Dogs, you got to chill out. Both of you. All right. So he came highly recommended. He was trained by the same person who trained me to set appointments, to do my own appointment setting. He is eventually planning on being a full-time agent.
Okay.
So I don't know where that's going to leave me when he decides to actually follow through and finish getting his license. But I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Sure.
And he's got an established practice. He's got a handful of other agents that he's also working for. Sorry, my 120-pound dog is trying to fit herself onto the couch. But yeah, he's got an established practice, and it is for him, it makes a lot of sense. I think there's a level of confidence there in saying that he's only going to charge for kept appointments. Because of that, I am willing to pay him a little bit more than I might be willing to pay a regular appointment setter, which is, by the way, probably still less than most people are paying for their appointment setters. I think a lot of the numbers that I see for appointment setters are extremely high. I'm seeing people paying like $20 an appointment for an appointment setter, $18, $20 an appointment.
For me, it'd be 15. For me, it'd be 15.
Yeah, 15 for kept appointment, 12 for any appointment, kept or not. Yeah, that would be. That's about right. But I don't know.
How does that
made sense for me.
How does that relationship work as far as like? I know you are a trustworthy and honest person, and if you have a kept appointment, you'll pay him, and if you don't, but I could just see like an agent saying like for a kept appointment, and like, oh, like 4 appointments didn't show today just because they want to save $60.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing there. That's yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend appointment setters set themselves up that way, because I don't know how much I would trust other agents. I trust me.
Sure.
I'm going to pay him either way.
I guess the way I would do it if I was an appointment setter is I would say, hey, I set the appointment for 1:00. If by 1:15 you don't let me know that they no-showed you,
right,
you're going to be charged for that appointment.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's like that, because if you show up late, that's on you for getting no-showed, not on me.
Right.
and so
Yeah.
you should be there. But that's just
No.
how I would do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I being an appointment setter seems like a grueling and unforgiving job, and I don't know why anybody would want to do it. But it also seems like an amazingly good way to train yourself to become an agent eventually, because the hardest part of being an agent is to get yourself in front of people. So
Yeah.
you know, getting in the door,
getting used to the phones, right? Most agents,
Yeah.
when they pick up leads, they're worried because they cost $25, $30, $35 a piece, and they're worried
Yeah.
about the cost. But if you're an appointment setter, and that guy you said like earlier, he was like, "Hey, give me what you got," and he set like 7 appointments off of like,
Yeah.
you know, some new leads, but majority old leads, and he was able to set 7 or 8 more appointments.
No, and I'll before we started recording, I'll just repeat what
Sure.
I had said before we started recording, because it's kind of cool. Like I had reached out saying that I was looking for an appointment setter for the new year. And he responded back and said he was looking to take on like 2 new agents for the new year, but only 2, and he didn't want to take them both on at the same time because, you know, starting to work with 2 new agents at the same time he thought would be kind of nuts. So he wanted to give the first agent 6 weeks so he could kind of get them bedded in and used to having that part of his routine before he added another one. I
Sure.
said, that's fine. He'd already had somebody in the pipeline, and I said, that's fine, I can wait, I'm not in a rush. And then you know, I got my leads for the week. I got 25 leads like I normally do. I sat down, I called on Saturday, I set 11 appointments. And then on Sunday, he sent me a text and said, hey, by the way, the other agent decided he can't afford to have an appointment setter. So if you're still interested, I have availability now. And I was like, yeah, I'm still interested, and you can start this week, but I just set 11 appointments off of 25 leads. You know, that's kind of a rough
way to start.
Rough way to start. And he was like, nah, I don't care. I said, I can send you some old leads also. And he's like, yeah, send me old leads too. I don't really care. Send me leads that are, you know, I don't really care how old they are. I was like, okay, I'll send you what I got. And I pulled together like 60 leads that I'd gotten over the last several years in this same area, plus the remainder of my 25 leads that I hadn't set or reached. Out of the 25, I'd thrown away like 3 or 4 of them as being not good prospects also while I was in the process of setting. So it was only like 6 or 7, I think, maybe as many as 9 new leads. And I was like, here you go. This is what I got. Sorry, it's so thin. And he's like, don't worry about it. He's like, I'm a beast on the phone. I got it. I got it taken care of. You'll be surprised. And I was like, all right, great. And I went out and I did some service work that day, and I had some stuff to do. And I checked my calendar when I got home that night, and I had 7 appointments on the books. I was like, wow, that's awesome. And so he sent me a text in the middle of the day today about some various other stuff. And I was like, all right. So, I mean, like, I said, I don't expect you to set anything for tomorrow off of what you've got left. But if you want to, you know, you're welcome to. I've got the day open. I was like, no, I'll see what I can do. And he sent me another 5 appointments. So, like,
that's way more than you're used to running.
It's a heck of a lot more than I'm used to running in the course of a week. So, I mean, that's all good. It's
surprising, man. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. And like, I never had that kind of time to put into dialing for myself, you know, because I say I only work in the field 2 days a week, but there is stuff that I have to do for my business
throughout the week.
Yeah, yes. All the time, constantly. And so, you know, you get to the point where you've written $1.5 million of final expense premium, and you've got several hundred Medicare clients, and you've got a downline. It becomes harder to find 3 to 4 hours a week to call to set appointments, and definitely not other hours. So
I guess I was talking to a couple people today about, like, you know, there's always the constant struggle of a brand new person that comes in that watches our YouTube channel. And thank you for those that do watch, that might be new, that might be brand new. I was talking to Rick Craig, you know the name, sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We were like doing a training call for on my company, and he was like, "Hey," he's like, "This is not a paid promotion." Matthew, let me say this. He's like, "But if y'all are not subscribed to his YouTube channel," he's like, "y'all are dumb." He's like, "It is gold." He's like, "It is underrated." I was like, "All right, Rick, your check's in the mail, bro." But I was talking about, like, how do you get a brand new person up and going, because the toughest thing for them to do and the toughest thing to start is going, hey, Nick, you're a brand new agent. You can make 150 to about $200,000 a year if you're just an average agent and you go to work.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to need about 450 to 500 bucks, 600 bucks a week to drop mail for the next 4 weeks, and you won't see your leads for a month.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
need
that's
about
always
20.
fun.
I need about 2,400 bucks, and you won't see
Right.
your first lead for about a month. I need that, and it's like it's a minute block. Even though we know, it's the best thing for that person to do. So start dropping mail
Absolutely.
immediately. It's tough when it's a brand new business owner that just got into business.
Right.
So I think you might be onto something of like, maybe you can take a brand new person and go, hey, I've got a bunch of older leads, new
Mhm.
leads, old leads, mix them in, pepper in some good stuff, right?
Mhm.
Some easier sets, and go, here, set my appointments for me.
Yeah.
Get used to the phone.
Yeah.
And I'll
Absolutely.
pay you. And we'll start when you start making some money, you can go on those appointments with me, and you can start ordering mail then when you get paid, and we can start getting you stuff. So when they're by the time that month is up, right,
Mhm.
and they've got their fresh stuff, they're like, oh, this is a cakewalk.
Yeah. No, I think it's actually like, before he and I were talking about this today, and literally like today, we were having this conversation about like this is his goals about where he's looking to go. It would have never occurred to me to use setting appointments for other people as that kind of training venue, but it's sort of genius,
Mhm.
especially let's say you're that agent who is building a downline. You want to have a team of final expense agents. You want to
Yeah,
be, you want to be like Chris Smith. You want to be, you want to grow a team and have, a bunch of people producing for you, and be that leader and mentor and teaching people
sure.
how to do stuff.
Hey, Chris.
Um, yeah. Hey, Chris. Um, like this is such a great way to bring somebody on.
And
Now I
get
don't
them to
know.
understand the client.
Right. What it is,
You can learn so much from the type of client that we talk to, because
Mhm.
again, when you're recruiting, and I know you haven't done much recruiting or any at all, Nick,
No,
obviously,
no.
to a brand new agent. When I tell somebody, like, I talk to seniors about death all day long, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a weird conversation.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to understand what we really do.
Yeah.
And I tell them, like, when you get on the phone with these people, they're going to yell, like, it's all kinds of weird stuff. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
you have to go through the notions to understand what I'm talking about. And it's such a viable way for a brand new person to just get their nose bloody, but also feel pretty good about themselves. Because, dude, when you first start on the phone, if I gave you, 50 age leads, like, 6 month to 2 months, year old leads, and I say, hey, go call these, use this exact script. I'll give you about a day worth of training. Watch me do it. And then you set 5 appointments. I'd be like, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like, you're feeling good about yourself. I'm going to pay you a little bit of money. I'm going to go make money, right? Selling the
Right.
policies. You learn what you're doing. You understand you understand the type of client we're working with. So when you do go out with me the next time, you're like, oh crap, I talked to that person. I set that appointment. I can do this.
Right.
I think we might be onto something, Nick.
Yeah. No, this is. I think this is a great idea. I think this is probably a better model than most of what people are doing. The problem is it's slow. Right. You can't bring 10 agents on at once and do this.
No.
Right. Right. This only works one agent for like a year or 18 months, and you slowly bring them up to speed, and then you move them over into the producing themselves, and then you do it again with another setter. Maybe
Well,
6 months. Maybe it doesn't have
no,
to be that
maybe
long,
no, a
but
month and a half.
month and a half.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to be good in a month and a half.
they'll get good on the phone in a month and a half.
Not good enough. Maybe 3 months.
Still,
3 months. But still, if you can bring on,
but
right?
here's
Like
the thing: if you want to build an agency, don't go for the I want to build 100. Right?
Right.
I'm telling you guys, this is how you do it. If you want to be a successful manager in final expense, you build yourself 4 to 6 people a year. really you hire on 8, but if you teaching them correctly, 5 to 6 will stay. If you find 5 to 6 people to stay that you can teach how to really write business, and I mean be successful, like $10 to $15,000 a month, which is nominal. If you can teach someone how to do that, it will grow quicker than you can really imagine. People just go and they see this person that has a $5 million, $10 million agency, and they think that it just happened like that. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It starts with like 1, 2, 3 good people that are your core people, and you build with those people.
Yeah.
Hire 1 or 2 at a time, train them and mold them into the person you want them to be.
Right.
Make them successful. And from that success, right? If like anytime that Travis needs to talk about, hey, like, I don't know if I should join your organization, he'd go, here, call Nick. He's one of my best people. He'll tell you everything you need to know. And you would go,
yeah,
whatever Travis tells you to do it, because that's where I am today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, and that's like, I don't know. It makes sense. I mean, and I've been talking for a little while to various people about like, why doesn't the life insurance industry training model operate the way that it used to, or the way that like the P&C industry does still? When did it turn into this? Because I don't know. It's been this way since I've been in it. So it predates me. But when did it turn into this like, hey, stop.
Around 2008.
Well, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Around 2008 is when a lot of people, and this is just my theory, I might be completely wrong. Around, I talked to a lot of people that have like these big organizations, and they get into it around 2005 to 2008, and they came from the mortgage industry or something, and they realize that there's a hierarchy structure, and they realize that if they get up to the top of that hierarchy structure and they can build multiple layers, that they can make the same override. If they keep their override the same of say 15 or 20%, they can override that same 15, 20% by building underneath and layering. And the training gets lost 3 layers deep.
Oh yeah, easy, like fast,
like that.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the major problem with most of these organizations. You're not running as agencies, right? You're not using the agency model. You're using like the Amway model. You're pushing to recruit as many as fast as you can, rather than finding one agent that you can train up and then training them up, and then finding one agent that you can pair with them. And I don't know.
That's
and like I said, I mean, that's how P&C shops work, right? They hire people, they pay them salaries, they give them W-2s, they give them medical benefits to work their book of business, call their clients, field new leads. They're all LOA to the guy, but then they go off and they get their own stuff and they get to go work their own thing eventually.
Well, I guess also what happened, the reason that the final expense doesn't work that way, and again, I could be wrong, is because there's so many people that say if you are LOA that it's a huge no. Like you should always be like, even you have said it, Nick, and even I've said it. Like if you're not independent and you don't have this high of a contract, then you're an idiot.
And I would agree. The way that the industry works right now, the way that it's modeled right now, yeah. The only reason to go LOA is if you're getting a salary and health insurance and dental and vision, and you can put your spouse on your family, on your health insurance, and you're having taxes taken out, and you're not a 1099 independent contractor. If you're a 1099 independent contractor, there is no way you should be LOA. Not a chance. If you're getting $60,000 a year plus medical plus dental, you can put your spouse and your children on your medical insurance, taxes are being taken out for you. Yeah, that's a different story. It's a whole different thing.
Right, but there's something that was lost, like you said, something that was lost along the way. Like I think I've seen some very successful independent agencies that are brick and mortar, that operate out of a small town, that do. I met a guy when I was working for an insurance company that had a direct contract with us. He had like 115, 120% contract, and he produced on his own pen in a small little town of nobody,
Mhm.
$180,000 a year,
Mhm.
and crushed it. And he had 2 employees. He had 2 ladies in the front that were licensed that could essentially write the business. Like he would pretty much be
Mhm.
there to sign it, right? But they would do the whole entire process, and that was it. Like you can be very successful doing that.
You don't need a lot of people either. Like, I mean, there's like I don't know. Anyway, there's a whole lot of ways that the business can be modeled, and it isn't right now. It's not the way it is, and so agents shouldn't take those types of contracts unless, again, you're being given a base salary of like $60,000 a year, and you're getting benefits and taxes and the whole thing, and you're a W-2 employee. And if you're choosing to be a W-2 employee, you're choosing to be a W-2 employee, right? You are making the choice to not be an independent agent, to not own your book of business. Ideally, with the idea that you are being trained to do a job and learn a skill that you can then transfer out into your own, and you start your own agency at some point. But maybe not. That's not for everybody. But right now, that's really not an option that's even on the table. There are LOA options. There's tons of LOA options, but they're 1099 LOA options, and they are a scam. All of them. You should not be LOA. Like there is no good reason as an independent contractor to be LOA. You cannot both be independent and have somebody else own your business. They are incompatible ideas.
I ran out of, I made rum and Coke.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious. It was delicious. I know I showed you this before too, but I have to show everybody else this. You want to see what Lori got me for Christmas?
Yes, I would like to see what Lori. It'll be a big surprise.
I can't. It's good. It doesn't. It only works when it's on the.
You put something underneath of it.
Well, it's like hard to. It's a wavy inflatable, guys. What it is. Yeah. Y'all can see it.
It looked better before. I don't know what it is.
I know
it's not performing for the camera.
Well, it's bad. There's a battery pattern and like a DC output. It works better if you have the DC output into it, obviously, because it sits there. But it's whatever.
It's cool. It's a cool thing.
I think it's really cool, and I think it was only like $15, which I think is an incredible. Like she's the best gift giver I've ever seen. So.
That's awesome.
But what else do we want to talk about, Nick? Because this is good stuff. I know we got a cool guest coming on. We did our 1,000 subscribers, special. We've grown about 10% since then. We're almost at we're at 1090, I think, as of today's recording. So, but I do know statistically that 46% of you that watch still aren't subscribed, which is a problem. You should be, and you should like the video. You should comment because it does help us. I got something from one of our friends that watched the channel. Hey, Rick. They gave us a huge shout out and we got like 10 subscribers from it. You should be telling people about the show because I think it's awesome. I'm very happy with, what Nick and and Chris have done over the last couple of years. Very proud of it. It's pretty cool. Niche market. But once we did our 1,000 subscribers special, we had a guest. Can we announce it? Are we going to do a video with him soon?
It's not scheduled. I wouldn't announce it until we have it scheduled.
Oh, we got a really cool guest that we've been on his show before. I can't say it. But he's going to be on our show. And I think it's really cool that
it's super cool.
I think it's super cool. It's full circle for me. And I did not know he was going to be watching the premiere and he was watching the whole thing. I was like, it's just really like on a Saturday at like 2:00. So
it's crazy.
Now I think everybody knows who it is.
Probably, but it doesn't matter. It's like I said, nothing gets announced if it's not scheduled though. It's just that form.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of it. That was a little bit of a ramble. We actually had things planned to talk about and we got caught on.
What did we have planned to talk about?
We were going to talk about changes to the insurance industry in 2021. We had planned to have a topic about, post-COVID and how that's changed the world, and, telemarketers coming in and messing things up is something that I had vaguely wanted to talk to you about. And what the influx of heavy telemarketing has been doing. And I sent you a video that I wanted to do a breakdown on. We got like 4 or 5 topics of things that I want to do. I don't want to talk about.
You
Also,
guys,
Ben
another
Feldman
reason. Yeah, that's true. We gotta finish that.
Get back to those.
Again, if you're not subscribed, you're gonna miss a lot of upcoming videos. You should definitely subscribe because those are gonna be all fire.
Yeah.
And I do want to talk about all those things. I think we should talk about those things. Maybe just not today.
Yeah,
but
today's not the day.
Today's not the day. Well, this will probably go up Friday.
Sounds right.
And I'm hoping now that you have more time, we can probably pull off another video next week.
I'm hoping so.
And then another week. And
back
another
to,
week.
Back to weekly uploads.
That would be amazing for me. Yeah. Now January is going to be a little bit busy for me. I've got a couple trips I'm taking, one to Arizona, one to Texas, a couple things. Yeah. Look, how Jeremy, huh? One to Utah, I think.
Utah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, you went tobogganing lately, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. That was fun.
That was super fun.
Yeah, that was super fun.
But yeah,
benefit of living near the Pocono Mountains. You can sometimes just pop up to go to some mountains.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a good year for the insurance panel. I'm very excited. Obviously, I enjoy talking with you, Nick. We hit a lot of the same points, and we don't always agree on everything, but we do agree on a lot of things, and that's kind of the point of the channel. Is just a couple of guys who are from 2 different organizations that both love Final Expense, love what it is, love the thought process of it, or just huge nerds about it. But we can sit here and talk about it and not fight about it. We can just, we're just friends that talk about Final Expense all day long.
Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, it's nerdy, but if you enjoy it, subscribe.
Yeah,
seriously, you should.
Yeah,
share it out. This is the new year, new you. For those that are new, seriously, we haven't said it yet today. What's the one thing we always say in our video?
Buy leads.
Buy leads.
Please buy leads.
Please buy leads.
Everybody's always asking, what's the best way to market? It's 2020. What should I do with my marketing money? Buy leads.
Yeah.
Just buy leads.
If you did a little bit of AEP and you're getting those big checks, right? Those big checks, go buy. Just do it. Just go to a vendor and say, hey, I want to drop 1,000 pieces of mail for the next 6 weeks. They'll take your money. I promise.
You'll get leads. You could even call those leads.
Can even. Then you got to get a script and you got to get trained. Yeah. But I'm sure you would. I'm sure you can. But it's 2021, guys. You can do this. For those that are watching that are new, you can do this. I promise you.
There has never been a better time to be a Final Expense agent than it is literally right now. So
a year and a half ago was good, before COVID.
You're undermining my whole point right now.
I am,
now is the time.
But COVID's not good. COVID's not good.
COVID's not good. But COVID shouldn't be stopping you at this point, because things are all on the upswing at this point.
If there's any excuse that you have to not buy leads, it is just an excuse.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to buy leads on a weekly, consistent basis for the entire year of 2021. Even if you went on vacation, even if you went tobogganing in the Pocono Mountains, even if you went to Aruba, even if you went to anywhere that you went to, buy leads that week.
Make your New Year's resolution that you are going to buy leads every week for the year of 2021.
And I can almost guarantee you, unless you're just a worthless agent, if you buy leads consistently for 6 months, every week, and you don't wake up after those 6 months and work those leads, and come out with at least 5 times more than your money, at least,
you should quit.
You should quit.
You should quit. If you haven't made 5 times your return on your leads after 6 months of buying leads every week, you really should quit. You should go find something else to do.
And that's super low. Like, really, you should be hitting for 8 to 10.
Or get a better contract, because that's the other way that it could be. If you're making 40%, then you also might not be.
Sure. I wonder how many captive agents watch the show.
I have no idea. I don't know what the breakdown. Put in the comment. Are you captive? Are you independent? Do you work for a single insurance company? Do you work for an agency? Who are you? We don't we know like general broad demographic stuff about our audience, but there's so many of you, and realistically, we actually don't get that many comments. We get a lot of emails and stuff, but that's all one-off stuff. Tell us about who you are. Like, where are you coming from?
You don't have to say the company.
No,
right?
but like, you know,
are
like
you
I'm
are you
a
captive?
agent.
Can you only sell for one company? Do you work at an insurance company? I know insurance carriers that watch this show, which is really cool. Are you ahead of an IMO? Are you an independent agent? Are you brand new? Are you just getting licensed? What's cool about you that we can know so we can help you? Because the more we know about you, the more we can kind of cater our talks, which is going to be essentially by leads no matter what.
Yeah.
But at least we know.
Yeah, and there's a ton of people out here watching this that are every bit as knowledgeable about this, more knowledgeable about this than us two knuckleheads.
Sure.
Like that are watching this right now, could be posting in the comments.
Hey, JD.
Right. You know, and sometimes like JD, they do. But go ahead, post in the comment, let people know that you're out there. You know, start talking to each other. Should we be telling people about the Facebook page, or are we having this bit?
Dude, I haven't even made a pro. What we just did, right? We're it's live. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
We've got a Facebook page. We kind of wanted to build a community, about the insurance panel.
Yeah.
Because it has grown something cool. So we built a Facebook page. We wanted to go ahead and I think we own the insurancepanel.com. Cool. Thanks for that. If anybody wants to buy it, I will sell it to you for $10,000.
That seems fair.
It is fair. I'll sell it for $10,000. I'll give you half. I don't care. But we own those things. We wanted to build a community and kind of for people like this to not only do it in the comments, but kind of reach out and mingle with each other and learn more about it and, help each other out. It's kind of, I don't know what we're going to do with the group or the page, but we have it. So we're going to building it out. If you want to go search for it and be the first like of the page, then there might be a prize for you. Who knows?
Yeah. It's like with all things with this show, there is actually no plan whatsoever. This is just us flying by the seat of our pants and trying to see if it turns into something cool. Sometimes it does. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, Nick, as always, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. Love hanging out with you. Love talking to you. Man. Love your dogs, and we'll talk to the rest of you guys soon. Thanks again.
I'll see you later, man.
Bye.